I'm Natalie from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and today I have a fun new project for you. Many of you have seen the tutorials that we've done using tube quilting, and I thought it would be fun if we added a Moda Basic to that, and then did tube strips on the other side instead of yardage. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use this design roll from Westminster. It's Jennifer Paginelli, Pretty Please fabric, and we're going to add to that a Jelly Roll Basic. I'm going to use this white, so we've got these ones over here that are opened up, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a white strip and we're going to run a colored strip on either side of it, and you can just mix and match. You can pick whichever ones you want, and we're going to do one set of these, and then the other set is going to have one solid down the center with two white strips on either side. So let's go on over to the sewing machine and we'll sew these together. Okay, so we have our two strips. We're going to put them right sides together. Now Moda's are pinked and Westminster's are not. So what I do to make sure that I've got it right is I put the Moda strip on top, because then the pinked edges are just inside the fabric. See how that lines up, and you can see the colored fabric just barely on the edge. So we're going to go ahead and sew our 1/4 inch seam all the way down to the end of the strip, and then we'll add another white strip on the other side. Okay, so we have our strip sets done. We have the two colors with the white and then the whites with the one in the middle. We've pressed them flat, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to set these directly on top of each other. They'll match up, so there's no other kinds of cutting that you'll need to do. And we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch on both sides. So come with me. I wanted to show you how on the edges here, because all of the fabric lines are not exactly the same, they're not quite perfect. That doesn't really matter. You're going to be cutting that edge off anyways. What you want to do is make sure that your side seams are perfect, because that's the seam that you're going to be lining up and cutting on. So we're going to go ahead and do our 1/4 inch right here along both sides. Okay, so we finished sewing that seam. We're going to flip it around, and I want to remind you that I've got my white strips along the edges of the design roll, because it's easier for me to see how to match them up that way. The white pinked edges just show the tiniest little bit of that blue. Can you see that? So I'm going to go ahead and finish this side, and then we will take it over and I'll show you how to cut. Okay, so we have our strip set sewn on both sides. Now we're going to take our square ruler and we're going to line it up on the seam just like we did for our other tube quilting. And I've discovered that really you can make these as big as you want, as long as you have a ruler that will fit that. So we cut both sides, and we're going to need 4 to make a block. We'll have 2 left over, and we'll probably try and work those ones in around the borders, because I think that makes a fun scrappy border to go around the edge of a quilt like this. Okay, we're going to take them over and press them open. Make sure and set our seam and press all these blocks nice and flat. It helps them to fit together better that way. Okay, so we have our blocks. They're all ironed and pressed. What we're going to do is alternate them so that we have the double hourglass effect, but this white is going to make a really cool box. You'll see this is going to be a darling, darling quilt when we're all done. We have some other ones here we're going to join up with it. And these ones. So see how the whites will X through and O, and then you have this little hourglass in the middle. I just think it's the cutest thing. And let's see if we can move this up a little bit so you can see a lot more of the quilt. Can't wait to sew this whole thing together. I think it's going to be so cute. Alright, so you'll have these white boxes in the middle of the, they'll all alternate. So we'll show you this quilt as soon as it's all sewn together.